Hello my friends and welcome back to another episode to Flutter Explained. Today we want to talk about the bottom navigation bar and the bottom navigation items. So what you can see on the right side, we want to achieve something like this. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so as you could see, we wanted to change today these three views that you can see with the three different screens in a bottom navigation bar where we can press all the different buttons and see automatically the different screens. For that, we created today a boilerplate that has three expanded widgets, as you can see here, and they contain always a child widget. And this child widget is just the name and this image, that nice little one from Undraw. And now what we want to do is, instead of having that inside of one column, we want to create a bottom navigation list. And whenever we tap on one of the navigation items, we see another screen. So let's go for it. So first of all, our bottom navigation bar has to be inside of a scaffold. So if I go inside here and say bottom navigation bar, we get already immediately the widget. So if I say here bottom navigation bar once more and open it up, you can see there are a list of items, elevation, current index, on tap, and so forth and so on. So for now we stay with the items, and items is a list of widgets and more specific list of bottom navigation bar item. And every bottom navigation bar item has an icon and a title. So for example, as an icon, I just give for now the home icons.home. So, and a title needs to be set, and we call that text home. A bottom navigation bar needs to have at least 2 items. So that is the error message about. So items length is has to be bigger than 2. All right, so we copy the bottom navigation bar item and create a second one. And now, as you can see already in our screen, we have 2 times the home button here. So that is already like we wanted to. Now we change here, for example, the icon to trending up. That could be our statistics screen in the future. And maybe a third one that has trending down, or maybe a dashboard with the title dashboard. These are our 3 screens now. And because I called these screens up here, first screen, second screen, and third screen, I will also change the names here. First, second, and third. Now what we have achieved is we have these nice little navigation bar, but nothing happens if I press on it because we have to set the state, right? We want to change something inside of the Flutter application, so we need to set the state. So I changed this stateless widget by pressing Option Enter to convert to stateful widget. And now it crashes because we have to hot reload after we changed a widget. But even now, if I press, nothing happens because we don't really navigate. Nothing happens here. Now we can say that the bottom navigation bar has a specific thing, and it calls the current index. And now what we can do is the current index is 0 because the first one is 0 and the second one is 1, the third one is 2. And what we can do now is we can say on tap, we get a value, and what we will do is we set this current index here. So because if I go into an on tap, you can see it is a value changed callback with an integer, and this returns us a value, an integer, and we have to or can set this value somewhere else. Because we are in a state, we can add here an integer, for example the current index, to 0 and give it inside of here. And when we tap now one of the navigation items, we want to change the current index to the value. So, and as we know, because now if I just press it, we have changed the state, but we don't reflect that in our UI. So for that, we have to say set state again. Okay, so now if I press it, you can see we change the color of the selected item. One more specific thing, if you have more than three different items, what happens is everything gets white. And a lot of people think now it's broken, but no, it actually works because the bottom navigation bar has 2 states. One of them is the type, and if we take here a look, we can see we have the bottom navigation bar type fixed and shifting. So for example, I can bring it back to fixed And now everything is not really animated. It's getting slightly bigger, but nothing major. But the difference is if I say now I take it again away, then now it's shifted. And if you see, if I press here very hard, you can see there is something. The problem is now the colors are a bit waggy, so we have to change them. For example, we have the selected item color. That could be colors dot, for example, green. So, and the unselected item color could be colors dot gray 500. Cool. And for the other one, we don't make green. I think it was the blue one. So, or even better, we can take the theme dot off context and say primary color. And now we can see there is the text again there. The only thing is the text color is also not anymore set. So color. If you see here, we have also the unselected label style. And at the moment there is no text anymore. And if I press now the shifted, you can see that nice little animation that automatically takes place. So keep in mind, if you work with bottom navigation bars, more than 3 icons or items will automatically lead to this shifted navigation bar. Now we want to have these 3 images, or better said, these 3 screens, we want to have as real screens. So how can we do that? In our save area, we have currently a column with the 3 screens. But we want actually to have here, for example, one of the screens. So child widget, and I give it a number. I created these nice little enums. So, and if we take a look, it now looks pretty good. But if I click down here, nothing happens, right? So what we have to do now is on the callback, we want to replace this item here. So what we can do is, because I know exactly the number here, I could work with that, or I could also change the whole widget here. For now, I will take the whole widget, just because that is the most common thing to do, because mostly you want to change a row with a column or something even more sophisticated. And if I do that, we have now up here the widget. I call it widget for now, just to make sure that is that part. This child widget has different values, right? So, and now what we can do is we can replace this child widget whenever we tap one of the different values. So what we can do is we can switch between the value that comes in, and now we can write the cases. So if it is 0, we want to return, if it is the case 0, we want to be that the child widget, or a better name would be the visible widget, is a child widget with the number, a variable number first. So, and of course we are not allowed to forget that we have to break in a switch case. Okay, so now when I press the first one, I will see that screen. Well, not so impressive because that worked anyway. But now if I do that with the second screen and I give here a second, and now I'm pressing this button, still nothing happens. So the problem here is that the child widget is currently, it is set here. All right. So something went wrong and I didn't know what it is, but here the child widget lives inside of the build function. So whenever the widget tree is re-triggered, we override that with the old one. Of course, it has to be up here inside of the state, not inside of the build function. That is very important. So now if I swap here, you can see, okay, it works. And I also tried to bring the switch statement inside of the set state, which is actually not necessary. So you can see, works pretty good. And with that, we can swap between the different views. So that means if I add now case 1, case 2, and case 3, third, and we don't have a fourth, but I will just take the first one again. Then we can see, or better the third one, because it is just an example. And now we can see we can navigate between the different views. If you want to have a bit more things to do, you can also check out all the different values that there are existent here. So guys, this is it, how you implement your own bottom navigation bar and how you can swap between different views. So use that in your next project and leave it down in the comments how you did that. I would also be very interested what you want to see next from me. and on top of me you have 2 videos that you are maybe interested in, and on the right side you have the subscription button. Looking forward to see you again. See ya guys, till the next time.